What is up, guys? We are facing Mr. Sinister on expert mode with Peter Parker's Spider-Man. So the main scheme setup, it says to put the flight, the super strength, and telepathy and counter sets set aside. So we have these three right here. And then put Hope Summers into play under the first player's control. So we have her right here. Her base thwart and base attack are equal to the thwart and attack of your hero. And if Hope Summers leaves play, then the players lose a game. And let's advance it to stage 1B, which says when reviewed, remove one random stage 2 from the game, then advance to a random stage 2A. Okay, so we have the 3 2As here, and let's just shuffle them up randomly. And then we will remove the top one from the game. I don't know what it is. And then we review the first one here, which is taking off. So when review, attach the flight attachment to Mr. Sinister. So Mr. Sinister has this one here. So he has, let's see, the aerial trait. His attacks have overkill and he gets +1 attack. And then shuffle the rest of the flight encounter set, so these cards, into the encounter deck. Shuffle up the encounter deck here. Oops. Okay, and it says when completed, advance to the other stage 2A. If you cannot, advance to stage 3A. Okay, so we're going to set these cards aside. And then the main scheme will start off with one threat. Mr. Sinister has a one reviewed effect. Place 1 times player threat on the main scheme, 2 times player threat. Instead, if Mr. Sinister has fewer than 2 super tower attachments, he only has 1. So we're going to put an additional 2 threat, plus this 1 is going to be 3 starting threat on the main scheme. Okay. And then as a force response, after a status card is placed on Mr. Sinister, place 2 threat on the main scheme. Okay, let's shuffle up our player deck here. And then draw up to our hand size of 6. All right. Let's see what we got. We got a double and Coulson, which is really good. I don't know if we want the one way or another. If we keep it, we could get a big push. I don't remember the side schemes in his deck, but I'm gonna mulligan this because I don't think we have enough threat removal for that, because we need to make sure that we have the main scheme under control. So let's go ahead and mulligan, discard these 4 cards, and then draw 4 more. Okay. So let's see, we don't have any draw power, so let's go ahead and use Peter Parker Scientist to generate a mental resource. And should we play the web shooter into Coulson? Yeah, we're going to use this to play a web shooter here, which will have 3 web counters. But this is a hero resource, so we must be in hero form to use it. So let's go ahead and flip over here to hero form. And then we will use the web shooters to generate a wild resource. Take a web counter off. This would be 2 more resources for a total of 3, so we can play Agent Coulson here. Whenever he enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a preparation card, add to your hand. So let's look through our deck here for preparation. So we're looking for Spycraft. And then we add it to our hand. And let's shuffle up. Right? And then, let's see. I'm actually tempted to play Swing Web here, but I think we need the thwart and a little bit more setup. So let's go ahead and use, this is 3 resources to play a Beat Cop. And we're going to exhaust Beat Cop to move 1 threat from the scheme over to the Beat Cop. So this goes from 3 down to 2. And then Beat Cop will have 1 threat on here. Coulson's going to thwart for 2 to clear off the main scheme. He's going to take a consequential damage. And then Spider-Man's going to swing for 2 at Mr. Sinister. That will bring from 17 down to 15. And Hope Summers will copy Spider-Man's stat line. So she has 2 attack, swinging for 2. That would bring Sinister from 15 down to 13. That's going to end our turn. Let's ready back up. And then we're going to draw back up to our hand size here of 5. Awesome. And we got a backflip. Okay. So it is Mr. Sinister's turn. He's going to add 2 threats to the main scheme. It goes up by 2 every single turn. He's going to attack us with a base of 3 plus a boost card here. Spider-Man has an interrupt. Spider sense when the villain initiates an attack against you, draw one card. Oh, we drew into a Moon Girl. I'm not sure if we're able to flip down because he's definitely gonna scheme out. Let's see. Do we want to take this attack here? If we don't, we have the resources to hold on to backflip if he's not hitting hard. Let's just use the backflip. So we're gonna take this to the face. The boost is 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. So we're gonna use a backflip here. When you would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent all that damage so we can jump out of the way. Then he's gonna deal us a face down encounter card, which is caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. Let's discard our web shooters here. Okay. Then it's back to our turn. So let's go ahead. We're gonna use this as a resource so we can play endurance. This will increase our max hit points by 3. So we go from 10 up to 13. Then let's go ahead and use this as 3 resources so we can play a swinging web kick and hit Mr. Sinister for 8. That'll bring from 13 down to 5. And then we're going to exhaust B Cop to move 1 threat from the main scheme over to the B Cop. And then let's just keep coasting around a little bit. Hope is going to throw for 1 to clear off the main scheme. Spider-Man's going to swing for 2. Mr. Sinister, that'll bring him from 5 down to 3. Okay, that's going to end our turn. Let's ready back up again. And then draw him back up to our hand size of 5. We got another swing web kick. Okay, so maybe we do want to gut him down. I'm not sure. So Mr. Sinister's turn, he's going to add 2 threat to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Spider Sense trigger so we can draw a card. Got into a B Cop. Let's defend this attack because he has overkill, so there's no point having an ally block. So he's hitting with the base of 3 plus a boost card here of 1. If the villain's attacking, his attack has piercing. So he's doing 4 damage with piercing. We're defending for 3, so we take 1, bringing us from 13 down to 12. Face down encounter card is Master Plan. Place 4 threat on each side scheme. If there are no side schemes in play, there isn't. We discard cards from the counter deck until we get a side scheme and then reveal that side scheme. So we're just gonna mill down here. Let's see, still no side scheme. Okay, we got one right here. Get nasty. Okay, so each minion gets +1 attack. When reviewed, place 1 threat here for each minion in play. There are no minions in play. 2 threat instead for each nasty boy. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for a nasty boy minion and reveal it. Place 1 threat for each minion in play. Okay, so there are no minions in play here, so this would just have the 3 threat. And then now we can search the encounter deck and discard pile for a nasty boy minion and then reveal it. So let's look through the discard here. A nasty boy minion. So we could get Ruckus. When reviewed, stun each character you control. Never mind, don't want him. This guy has, let's see, and reveal it. So the search keyword will go off. This guy's attack has piercing. He also has retaliate 1. Could get Ramrod. Let's see if there's another minion. Searching contact discover for a nasty boy minion. So we're just looking for a nasty. This is not a nasty boy minion. We could get Slab. He has toughness. And we also have Gorgeous George. When he attacks, you exhaust a character you control. Okay, never mind. We're gonna shuffle back up the counter deck. We're gonna get the guy from the discard pile. Okay, so we're gonna get this guy. Ramrod. He has Retaliate 1 and Teamwork. Okay, so we reviewed him. He doesn't have any 1 reviewed effects, and then it is back to our turn. Okay, so I think we're just going to swing web kick, hit him out of the way. So this would be 3 resources, so we can play swinging web kick, hit Ramrod, knock him out. And then he won't retaliate because he's defeated. And then let's use this as 3 resources when paying for a yellow card. So we can play a second copy of B Cop. And then let's go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna have Cosin Thor for 2, Hope Thor for 1 from Get Nasty to clear off this side scheme. Cosin's gonna take consequential damage. And then exhaust both B Cops to remove 2 threat off of the main scheme over to the B Cops and clearing that off. This B Cop will have 3 threat. It's gonna end our turn. Let's ready back up again. And then we're going to draw back up to our hand size here, 5. And we need to deck out and then set up our kill shot. So it is Sinister's turn. 2 threat to the main scheme. He is going to attack us. Spiral Sense activates. We draw a card. We do have a backflip coming up. Let's exhaust to defend. Hitting with a base of 3. We're defending for 3. His boost is 0. So we take no damage, even though he has overkill. Face down and counter card is Gorgeous George. Whenever he attacks you, exhaust a character you control. Okay, with 4 hit points. And it's back to our turn. Oh man, I don't think we can get rid of him. So if he attacks us with the exhausted character we control, I think I want to get Avengers Mansion out. We could beat Cop Gorgeous George, but I kind of want to keep the beat cops in play. So let's use this as 4 resources so we can play Avengers Mansion. Exhaust it so we can draw a card. Got into an under surveillance. That means he's gonna, let's see, if we play under surveillance on the main scheme, it goes up to 9. If it goes up to 9, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He needs a 4 boost. I don't think he's getting a 4 boost. Okay, let's go ahead and flip over here. Wait, before we do that, we're gonna have Hope Summer swing for 2 at Gorgeous George, doing 2 damage to him. Because after we flip over, she no longer copies our stat line, or our stat line is now null, so she doesn't have any throw or attack anymore. Then let's use Peter Parker Scientist to generate a mental resource, second resource, so we can play under surveillance, attach it to the main scheme. This will increase the target threat value of the main scheme by 4, so instead of flipping at 5, it's going to advance at 9 now. Exhaust both beat cops to get 2 threat off of the main. Okay, and then that's going to end our turn. Yeah, let's ready back up. And we're going to draw back up to our hand size of 6. We should be having a big turn coming up. Oh, we got Nick Fury too. Okay, so it is Mr. Sinister's turn. 2 threat to the main scheme. He's going to scheme with a base of 2 plus a boost card of the boost effect. Oh, that's not good. Give Mr. Sinister a tough status card. So he gets toughness. He has a force response after a status card is placed on him. Place 2 threat on the main scheme. So the main scheme goes from 2 up to 4. Then he's scheming for 1, 2, 3 here. So we're going to add 3 more threat. Okay, and then this guy's going to scheme for 1. So the main scheme goes up to a total of 8. Let's clean it up a little bit. So hopefully we don't get a nasty encounter card. And our encounter card is High Ground. Okay, so discard each tough status card from each friendly character. We don't have any. The players as a group take 2 indirect damage. And if the villain has Brute, then 4. So he does not have Brute. He has Aerial. So we take 2 indirect damage. Let's put them both on Peter Parker. So we're going to drop from 12 down to 10. All right. And then, we still have Aunt May in the deck. And we're actually going to draw her. So we can just heal that back up. I do want Coulson in the discard pile. Hope can take out Gorgeous George. So Coulson's going to do some thwarting here for us. Yeah, let's have him go ahead and just thwart for 2 from taking off. That'll bring us from 8 down to 6. And then he's going to take consequent damage, get defeated. Then let's go ahead and use Avengers Mansion so we can draw a card. And then we don't need Lady Spider. So we're going to use Scientist to generate a... Actually, wait, we're going to deck out here. So I need to plan what I want in the discard pile. I don't... Okay, we want to hold on to these guys. We could also get Ironheart down first before we deck out. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'm okay with these cards in the discard. Okay, so we're not going to use Scientist. We're going to use, no, we are. We're going to use Scientist to generate a mental resource, right? Or should I get rid of the Enhanced Spiral Sense? Okay, we're not going to use Scientist. So this would be 4 resources so we can play Nick Fury. When Nick Fury enters play, choose one. We're going to pick the one to draw 3 cards. So we draw 1, 2, 3. We deck out, so we get a face down encounter card here. And we're going to shuffle up our discard pile back to the deck. And the 3 swing web clicks are now back in there, so we are locked and loaded. And then we still haven't used Scientist yet, so I think I'm gonna heal a little bit with Aunt May. So we got Nick Fury out. We can play Aunt May. We can Ironheart into a resource. Okay, yeah, let's do that, I think. Or we could get Black Cat. And she can mill down our deck a little bit, which would be pretty useful. No, I think I want Ironheart. Okay, this would be 2 resources, so we can play Ironheart. Whenever she enters play from your hand, draw a card. And then let's use this as a resource, or let's use Scientist to generate a mental resource so we can play Aunt May. Exhaust her to heal by 4. That brings from 10 back up to our full hit points of 13. And then let's go ahead and flip over here to hero form. And then let's use this as a resource to play the War of the Great Web, attach the character with Spider Man's title. We're going to give it to Spider-Man. We now gain the Web War trait. And when a Web War ally leaves play, we get +1 attack until the end of phase. Spider-Man's going to swing for 2. We're going to knock out Gorgeous George here. Then exhaust both B-Cops to take 2 threat off of the main scheme. It drops down to 4. Each B-Cop gets 1 more. So this one has 5. This one has 3. Okay. Then let's see. It's at 4 threat. So Nick Fury's going to thwart here for 2. That would bring us from 4 down to 2. He's going to take a consequential. And then let's have Ironheart swing for 1 to knock off the tough from Mr. Sinister. She can take consequential damage. Hope Summers is going to swing for 2. That will bring him from 3 down to 1 hit point. And that's going to end our turn. Let's ready back up here. And then we're going to draw back up to our hand size of 5. And we got Enhanced Bar Sense, which is pretty good. Going 2 swing web kicks. Okay. All right. So it is Mr. Sinister's turn. He's going to add 2 threat to the main scheme. He's adding 2 every single turn. It goes up to 4. But it flips at 9. He's going to attack us. Spire Sense will trigger, so we can draw a card. We drew into our web shooters here. Let's just have Nick defend, even though he has overkill, because Nick's going to leave play anyways. So it's hitting with a base of 3 plus a boost of 2 for a total of 5 damage. Nick Fury soaks 2, and then we are going to take 3 damage. So Spider-Man's going to drop from 13 down to 10. Then he's going to deal us 1 face down encounter card for a total of 2 encounter cards. And the first one is Sinister Schemes. Mr. Sinister Schemes, if he has a psionic trait, you're confused. I think I'm going to Spire Sense it. He still has a whatchamacallit. But I think that's going to be the play here. And then, yeah, okay, we're going to, so this is a Treachery card. We're going to play Enhanced Spire Sense. Hero Interrupt. When a Treachery card is reviewed from the encounter deck, cancel its 1 reviewed effects. And a Spy card will be a resource to pay for it. So we can cancel the Sinister Schemes. Last encounter card is Teleport Away, Hinder 1, and then 3 threats. So it's going to have 4. Mr. Sinister cannot take damage. When Mr. Sinister would attack, he schemes instead, and this has a crisis icon. Okay, and it's back to our turn. Let's use Avengers Mansion. So we can draw a card. We're due into a genius here. Okay, I think we're going to flip him. And then just play a swing web kick. And try to hang on, I guess. Let's see. I don't want him to flip the main scheme, so we do need to do some thwarting. Okay, let's exhaust both B-Cops first to take 2 threat off of Teleport Away. So dropping this down to 2, and each B-Cop gets 1 more. That on there. And then, let's see, if we have Ironheart. Yeah, that's not the play. Okay. The play is actually for us to flip down and Moongrow this. Because then we have a lot more threat removal. And we can just hang an Arch Ego another turn. So Spider-Man and Hope are going to both thwart for 1/2 off of Teleport Away. Clearing that off. Okay, now we're going to flip back down to Arch Ego. Use Scientist to generate a mental resource. 2 more mental resources so we can play Moon Girl. Play only if your identity has a champion or genius trait. We have the genius trait as Peter Parker. After you play Moon Girl from your hand, draw 1 card for each mental resource used to pay for it. We use 3, so we're drawing 3 cards. Okay, and we have Pavitri here, which, let's see, if I play him, he removes 2 threat. Let's say the swing web kicks. Okay, let's have Moon Girl thwart for 2 from taking off. So bring this down to 2, and then she will take 2 consequential damage. And then, yeah, I think the play is to not play Pavitri and save for next turn. Let's use a Spark Tracer as a resource so we can play a web shooter here. Let's have 3 web counters. And we can also play the Web of Life and Destiny for free, because ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has a Web Ward trait. We do have the Web Ward trait even in Arch Eagle because of the War of the Great Web here. And let's exhaust Animate so we can recover by 4. That'll bring us from 10 back up to 13. And I think I'm okay having Ironheart. Should we thwart for 1? Let's see. We could. Yeah, let's have Ironheart thwart for 1 from the main scheme. So bring that down 1. She'll take consequential damage. She gets defeated. We'll like that extra attack from her, but I think we should be okay. Okay, and then that is going to end our turn here. So we're going to ready everyone back up. And then we're going to draw back up to our hand size of 6. Okay, ooh, no doubles. Okay, that's okay. So it is Sinister's turn. He is going to add 2 threats to the main scheme. Goes up to 3. He is going to scheme with the base of 2 plus a boost card of 3. Yikes. Okay, so he's scheming for 5. So it goes back up to 8 again. So 1 more and it's going to flip because we made the threat threshold 9. Base on Conquer is in advance, so we cannot cancel it. So he's going to scheme here with a base of 2 plus a boost of 2. So he's scheming for 4. That's going to pop the main scheme. So our Under Surveillance gets discarded. And then, let's see, Sinister Experiment. Let's set this aside. So the next 2B is focusing in. Attach the telepathy attachments to Mr. Sinister. So that's going to be this one here. And then shuffle the rest of the telepathy encounter set into the encounter deck. And then when completed, we advance to stage 3A because it's the last 2A one. Okay, so we just get these in here. I'm going to shuffle like this because it's going to be too hard to shuffle the other way. Okay, so we have a bunch of telepathy cards. And then do we get an encounter card for advance? No, we don't. Okay. All right, adventure stage 2A. Yeah, okay, so he did that, and it's back to our turn. Okay, let's see. Can we line up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're short. Okay, let's use Avengers Mansion so we can draw a card. Oh, I forgot. So this should have 1 threat on there, right, to start off. Okay, so let's see. Let's just prepare the line for next turn. So we're going to use Scientist to generate a mental resource to play a second web shooter here. Okay, Moongirl is going to swing for 2 at Sinister. That will bring him down to 0 and flip him over to his final stage. So stage 3 here. He has 21 hit points. And then I forgot to read his telepathy. So right now he now has the psionic trait and retaliate 1. So he's going to hit Moongirl back, retaliate. She gets defeated. Whoops. Okay. Then when his 1 reviewed here is to place 2 times player threat on the main scheme and 3 instead if he has fewer than 2 superpower attachment. He has 2. So not fear. So we're going to add 2 threats to the main scheme. So it goes up to 3. Okay. And then he has 21 hit points. We reset that. Okay, cool. So we are going to use Scientist to generate a mental resource. This will be 2 more resources, so we can play. Actually, wait a minute. Do we have the kill shot? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we can do 20 damage, and then we're short 1, so that's fine. Yeah, let's use the Scientist to generate a mental resource. 2 more resources, so we can play Spider-Man Pavitri. When you enter remove threat from scheme equal to the amount of web work cards you control. We have the Web Life and Destiny, Peter Parker and himself. We're going to use B-Cops. Let's take 3 threat off of the main scheme. And then let's flip over here to hero form. Spider-Man's going to swing for 2. Hope swings for 2. Pavitri swings for 1. It's going to be 5 damage. That brings Sinister from 21 down to 16. And then Pavitri will take a consequential damage and retaliate. Hope will take a retaliate. And Spider-Man will take a retaliate as well. That will drop us from 13 down to 12. Okay, and then we're just going to hold the back flip and the swing weapons in our hand. Ending our turn. Let's ready up. And then drawing back up to our hand size here of 5, so just 2 more cards. Okay, and then it is Mr. Sinister's turn. He is going to add 2 threats to the main scheme. He's going to attack us with the base of 2 plus 1 is 3, Spire Sense trigger, so we draw a card. Let's say it's attack to face because we have a backflip. So 3 plus 2 is going to be 5 damage. We will use a backflip when you take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent all that damage, jumping out of the way. 1 face down encounter card, which is Sowing Discord. Allies you control cannot ready. It's an obligation. Exhaust, when reviewed, exhaust each ally you control. If no allies were exhausted this way, it gains surge, so allies were exhausted. And as alter ego action, spend 2 mental resources to discard this card. Okay, that doesn't matter. So we're going to use the web shooters here, 2 of them, to generate 2 wild resources. This would be a 3rd resource, so we can play a swinging web kick. And we're going to hit Mr. Sinister for 8. That will bring him from 16 down to 8. And he's going to retaliate, hit his back for 1, so we drop from 12 down to 11. And then we're going to use this as 3 more resources, so we can play a 2nd swing web kick and hit him for another 8. And that will bring him from 8 down to 0. And that is Mr. Sinister on Expert Mode.